Southfield, like many suburban post-war communities, was designed around the automobile, and today we're trying to soften the automobile culture, make our city more walkable, so we've added trails. We're also trying to make our streetscapes more inviting. Thus, we've added art and benches and signage. Art is incredibly important to the vibrancy of the city. It's also an economic driver.
One of the first iconic placemaking pieces that we did was SFLD. It was designed to be mobile and to be carried to special events, and it's now found its permanent home here along the front lawn loop. And the upright portion of the L is designed to be removed, and individuals can stand there to complete the L shape and get their photo taken. This has been a popular location for selfies, family photos, and special events.
One of the more visible pieces of Southfield art is Moby Dick. It is in the reconstructed library fountain. Moby Dick is by Joseph Anthony MacDonald. It was an original piece at Northland, and we saved this piece, had it restored, and now it graces the front lawn of City Hall outside the library. It's a beautiful piece.
For the next stop on our tour, behind me stands The Peacock by Arthur Kraft and Gwen Lux. It was originally created in 1954 for Northland Mall, where it stood in the Peacock Court before the mall was enclosed. It was later restored and moved here at the Library Circle. It's about 12 feet off the ground and is made of bronze rod stock and enameled copper panels that serve as the tail feathers.
In 2015, Northland Center closed, and with the closing, we were about to lose the iconic Northland art collection. Many of the pieces had been there since the 1950s and 60s. And so we put a plan in place to secure the art. Behind me is the most iconic piece in the whole collection, The Boy and Bear by Marshall Fredericks, a renowned Michigan sculptor. This piece has many, many stories tied to it. I can't tell you the number of people who've said when they think of Northland, they think of Boy and Bear. And so today, we're very proud that we have saved it, and it graces the Southfield Public Library atrium where generations to come can enjoy this iconic piece.
One of the most distinctive pieces, part of the Art Walk tour, is the peace poles. These 3 poles display the phrase, "May peace prevail on earth," in 24 different languages. The peace pole installation is part of the initiative started by the May Peace Prevail on Earth International, a global nonprofit charity that develops and promotes peace activities for community and youth. Our international connection is through the Southfield Dr. Martin Luther King Task Force, and our sister city in Iztapa, Zihuatanejo, Guerrero, Mexico. We are the first in the United States to receive this award.
Standing on the north roundabout on Evergreen Road, north of the library, is Diversity. This is by John Pyatt, who was a university art professor, lived in Southfield for 35 years. His works can be found around Metro Detroit, including on Belle Isle. Another magnificent art piece along the City Center Trail is the City of Southfield. This piece was a gift to the city on its 25th anniversary in 1983. It is by Melvin Leserowitz. This piece was recently moved to the front lawn for much better viewing from an obscure location on the campus and was fully restored. Yin Yang by David Barr was purchased by the Friends of Southfield Public Arts in January of 2020. It's been restored and placed at the intersection of 10 Mile Northwestern and Evergreen Roads. David Barr is an internationally known sculptor who grew up in Oak Park, Michigan, and has now pieces all over the world.
The next stop on our tour is Pioneer Family 2. This was created by Belgian-Canadian artist Andreas Drenchers. Mr. Drenchers grew up on a farm, and with that knowledge, he uses reclaimed farm equipment such as horseshoes and parts of plows to create this family who's going on a journey. This piece was created in 1998.
Jay Lepkowicz, a nationally acclaimed Southfield sculptor, created Gratitude and displayed this piece at the 4th Southfield Outdoor Sculpture Exhibition in 1986. With its soaring upward spiral and shapes, the work expresses Southfield's optimism for the future. Donated by the family of Barbara J. Davis for her service to the city and her devotion to the arts. Another piece part of the Art Walk tour is Seated Female Figure. Originally installed in Northland Theater, this piece was part of our Northland collection, and it was installed in February 2021 at City Hall Plaza. Another piece, part of the Art Walk tour, is a piece by Sherelle Etrod, The Prophet. This modern sculpture consists of curved bronze cast form with negative and positive spaces throughout. It was installed March 13, 2018 in the garden of City Hall.
In the 1960s, Southfield was one of the fastest growing communities in Michigan, and it was developed with a very auto-dominated land use pattern. Fast forward 60 years, and we had many disconnected and pedestrian unfriendly corridors. This location is one of them that had a goat path, which was a trodden down field where people walked. To make us more pedestrian friendly and to help attract and retain professionals, we developed a city center trail system. And after we established the first half mile of our new trail system, we needed a bold statement or a gateway to announce the presence of the trail. That was the genesis of Red Pole Park. Red Pole Park is an abstract grove of trees. The taller poles represent the past community, the stumps represent the present community, and the red dots along the pathway represent the future.
Welcome to the Mary Thompson Farmhouse. This farmhouse was built in 1840 by Matthew Irwin. By 1871, the Thompson family had moved in, and Mary was the youngest of 5 children. She was born in this house in 1871. Mary was very well educated. Her mother insisted that she get an education, so she first got a 2-year teaching degree, and then she subsequently got a PhD at New York University in education. Mary lived here for many years and died in the fields at the age of 96. After her death, this 20 acres of the farm was left to the city. The city has developed it into a community garden, and the Historical Society and the Southfield Parks and Garden Club are developing historic and native gardens around the site. Southfield Township has a long history of men and women serving in the armed forces. The first settler, John Daniels, came here in 1823 after having served in the Revolutionary War. The Veterans Memorial Garden dates to 1968 with an additional bronze plaque added in 1994 and 2008. The stone monument, installed in 1994 by the Southfield Veterans Organization, pays respects to all veterans who have served in the armed forces. Another stop on our tour is the Southfield Reformed Presbyterian Church, also known as the Covenanters Church. It was founded by David Stewart and his family. These Covenanters were Scottish immigrants and abolitionists. The second pastor of the church was Reverend J.S.T. Milligan from 1853 to 1871. During his time in Southfield Township, Milligan and his congregation helped freedom seekers on the Underground Railroad.
Walking along the pathway in front of LTU, you will see 3 colorful murals located on the barrier wall that serves to protect pedestrians as they walk from LTU campus down to its stadium. These vibrant splashes of color are about 30 feet long and are done by local Detroit artists Dino Valdez, Sheila Nicolin, and Dustin Cook. On your trip along the art walk, you'll see a series of birdhouses and bat houses. These exist to provide a habitat for local wildlife, but also educate passersby on their role in the environment.
Endeavor evokes the germination of nature, with its plant-like tendrils twisting out towards the sky. Like young sprouts in the spring, it represents rebirth and renewal. Striving evokes the germination of the band of 7 colors of the rainbow, striving to its ultimate arching form that we are all familiar with. It also represents the internal hope and desire to come out of the darkness of the COVID-19 pandemic.